Now, when I first switched to Sony, I bought this lens, the 24-70G Master lens, and it practically lived on my A7S II. And it has outlasted my A7S II, which I sold when I got the A7S III. And this lens was a perfect companion for both cameras. It is the most well-rounded, perfect lens that I could imagine having on a camera. And then Sony upgraded it. So I want to be clear that there is nothing wrong with this lens. This is still a great lens and still takes great images. There are 4 reasons why I upgraded to this new Sony, and I'm not exactly sure it was worth it, but let's just go over it and then you can decide. The first is that the new version is significantly lighter, about 6 ounces. Now, I thought this was going to be a big deal when I first saw it on social media because I thought, oh, that would be great because this is kind of a heavy lens. But after using this for a while, well, this is kind of a heavy lens too. It is 6 ounces lighter and it's a little shorter, which also means it's not so front heavy on the camera. But it's not like they turned it into some kind of super light pancake lens or something. Now, the second reason that people suggest upgrading is that the new version is slightly sharper. And I don't really know what slightly sharper means. My eyes aren't good enough to see the difference. So that's another reason I wouldn't upgrade. But hey, let's see if we can see the difference. Let's pixel peep a little and see if one is really sharper than the other. All right, I got this chart that I just ordered from Amazon, and all right, let's try something like that. Okay, so this is the original version of the 24-70, and it looks pretty sharp. And here is the new version. I can't really tell any difference in the sharpness here. Perhaps you can. Of course, it's going to be highly compressed on YouTube, so good luck. Let's zoom in a little further. Okay, this is the original version zoomed into the center of the chart at 400%. And here it is with version 2. To my eyes, when I look at 400%, yes, version 2 does look a little sharper. And here zoomed in 1000%, we can see clearly that the new version is sharper. I don't think you're going to be zooming into your photos at 400 or 1000%, and I don't think you will see the difference between the two lenses. So I took out the new version for the 4th of July when my family went to Prescott to watch some fireworks, and I shot a little bit of video. This is a fantastic lens, but I will say that I never once thought, hey, this new version is shooting sharper than my old lens. I'm confident that I would never notice the sharpness between these two lenses, and for me, this is not a reason to upgrade, but it is nice to have. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. It's my lucky day, my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. Now, a third improvement to the new lens is a closer focusing distance, and this does matter to me a lot. There have been many times on this old lens that I have gotten in really close to get a shot of something or a detail of some kind and found that it will not focus as close as I wanted to focus it. And that is kind of a bummer. This one will focus closer. All right, put on my reading glasses, and I've set up the camera, and let's set up a little scene. I've got Remy here. I'm going to put him, throw a few other little random things out here on the table, and I put him, let's say, right here in the middle of the frame, and I try to focus on him. I cannot get that focus because Remy is, how far away from the lens? Basically, his eyes are about 6 inches from the lens, and I've got to go back here a little further in order to get him in the shot in focus. What have I got now? I've got about 10 inches, and that seems to be about the spot. That's as close as I can get with the old lens. Let's try the new lens. All right, now it's a little closer to the camera. Let's bring Remy in here. Let's see what we've got. Well, I can bring Remy, my closest focusing distance actually is there. So if you were looking for an excuse to upgrade, this is your excuse to upgrade to the new version. Now, the third reason to buy this version is because it has a de-clickable aperture ring, and it also locks. This is a function that Sony is putting pretty much on all of their G Master lens. And I am a big fan of this feature, a feature that I didn't even know that I was missing with my 24-70 lens. So that is a big deal to me, although is it enough? For me, a difference of $300 is kind of a no-brainer, because if I can actually use this closer, not as an entirely macro lens, but if I can get in tighter, that's kind of like having another lens. And that's kind of worth the money to me. And when you add up the other 3 nice little perks to it, then I'm in for $300. The problem is I bought this lens and now I'm going to sell this one. You can pick up a used lens for significantly less, and so the difference, the spread, is probably more like $1,000. So if the 24-70 was a lens I used occasionally, I wouldn't see the need to upgrade. Because it lives on my camera most of the time, I'm all in on this lens. Now, if you're more budget conscious, you might be able to find a Tamron lens or a Sigma lens that will also do this range, and I'm sure it will take excellent photos for you. And I don't have those lenses to try out against this, but I'm sure that they would be fine. In fact, I do have this lens that came with the A7S4, and I was able to pick it up for $200 more, when normally it's a $400 lens. And I will tell you that I have never used this lens. What I really should do is find out if this $200 lens can compete with my $2,300 lens. Well, that would be a video worth making, and I think I'll make that one right now. Okay, done. I've just done a video comparing these two lenses, this kit lens with this lens that is 10 times the money. Let's see if it's worth it. Just click on the next video and I'll show that to you. Come on, just click on the next video and come on, just hit the like button, subscribe, something, anything. Yeah.